let's see, contemporary management. The contemporary management can be referred as the professional management. Okay, this can be asked for the objective also. Contemporary management can be referred as what? The professional management. And professional management is also called what? The contemporary management. Okay, now contemporary management refer to the professional approach in managing the business. Okay, in last lecture we have seen the traditional management. In traditional management we have seen all the business family, all these things. See, if you see, I'll share the screen once again. Traditional management, if you compare, see, they don't give importance to the training and development. They put all the thing in the centralized. Okay, profit is a main motive of the traditional management. In opposite to this, in professional management, all the thing is very professional. Okay, let's see characteristics one by one. Formal education. Formal education means if you want to do the business, you have to be properly educated. Okay, contemporary management are formally educated and trained to run the business organization. That means ke, if you want a particular position, for example, if you want to be a department head of the finance organization, you should do your graduation, your post graduation, your degrees in the finance account. Okay, if you want to go into the marketing field, you have to be knowledge of the marketing field, plus you have MBA with marketing or BBA with marketing. That means the proper degree should be there if you want to do the business. They place emphasis on the training and development of the managers. See, in the traditional management, they give less importance, or they give no importance to the training and development of the manager. But in case of the contemporary management, that is professional management, training plays a very important role. Most of the content managers have either degree or diploma in the management. That means any person want to pursue their career in the management in the higher field, they have to take the degree and diploma. For example, see, if you want to pursue a career in the marketing, then you should have a marketing degree. If you want to pursue a career in financial management, there should be a financial degree. You should be MBA with HR if you want in the HR department. So formal education from the recognized university is plays a very much importance. Next is merit as a basis of promotion. Contemporary management companies followed merit as a basis of promotion. That means, see, here age is not given the importance. For example, if there are two persons, one of 50 years of old and one is 40 years of old, but 40 years of old person is performing very well, that 40 years will be promoted to the higher level, not the 51. Okay, so seniority is not a basis over here. If we have seen in the traditional management that seniority plays a very important role, but here performance played a very important role. The third point is a delegation of authority. That delegation का मतलब होता है देना, authority देना अपने subordinator को. Okay, in traditional management क्या होता है कि business वाले जो CEOs, what are the board of directors who are at the top level, they keep all the authority with the themselves. Okay, they don't give authority to the middle level or to the subordinators. But in the case of this contemporary management, professional management, they delegate the authorities. Okay, they give authorities. Okay, if the subordinates are responsible, so they are getting the authorities also. Next point is a social responsibility. See, earlier, back 20-30 years back, business motive is only to earn the profit, but now it's not there. Definitely profit is a known motive of doing any business, but now social responsibility plays a very important role. That means you're socially responsible. If you're doing anything, if you're earning the money from the society, you have to give back. See, there are many companies, for example, Tata, whatever profit they are earning, 25% of their profit goes to the social responsibility, goes to the NGO. This many organization and runs the NGO, or they funds the NGO, they charity the NGO. Now all these things come under the social responsibility. Next, employee participation. See, employee is one who makes the organization. So employee participation in the management decision is very much important. Okay, so at the time of taking the meeting, all the top level management, all the middle level management, all the lower level management, they encourage the employee to speak up. Okay, because ultimately, see, top level management frames all the policies, middle level management just execute the policy, is a lower level management, is the employee who actually doing the business. So workers participation in the management decision plays a very important role. Next is automation and modernization. That means contemporary management need to automation and modernization. Modernization plays a very important role. That means there should be a modern approach to the management. There should be a modern technology. There should be a modern machinery. Outdated technologies होगा तो अगर आउटडेटेड मशीन्स होगी तो प्रोडक्ट अच्छी तरह से नहीं बनेंगे. सो मॉडर्नाइजेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. देन देयर शुड बी अ सेमिनार्स एंड द वर्कशॉप. ओके, see every day the business is changing. To cope up with the change we require to gain the knowledge. For this it is very much important for the people to attend the workshops and the seminars. So modern management gives importance to the workshop and the seminar. Okay, next, decentralization. That means every authority should not be only with the top level management. Top level management give authority to the middle level management, also to the lower level management also. So there is no centralization of the authority. The centralization means all the authority is not in the one hand. There is a decentralization of authority. That means there is a proper balance between the centralization and the decentralization. Okay, only the main part of that is planning, policies will be kept with the top level management. All the other decision can be taken by the middle level and the lower level. Then the style of leadership is a situational leadership style. See, one is a autocratic leadership style, जहाँ पे जो लीडर है वो किसी की नहीं सुनता है. इन डेमोक्रेटिक लीडर सबकी सुनता है. बट नाउ we cannot follow neither the autocratic nor the democratic. We have to follow the situational leadership style. That means the leader sometimes has to be autocratic and sometimes he has to be democratic. And last is a management audit. That means contemporary management conduct the proper performance appraisal of not only the employee but also the manager personnel. That means every year or every 6 months the performance of the employee performance देखा जाता है कि किस तरह से employee perform कर रहा है. Okay, feedback लिया जाता है. अगर perform अच्छा करता है employee तो फिर उनको promotion मिलती है या उनको post मिलती है. And this is very much important. Okay, now let's see, in the case of traditional management, the business is owned, financed, managed and controlled by the family member. That means totally the financial thing, everything, controlling everything is managed by the family members. But in the contemporary management, the business may be financed and owned by the shareholders, but it is managed by the contemporary management. Okay, next, style of leadership. The style of leadership in the management is autocratic. Autocratic means the leader is a whole and sole authority. But in the case of the contemporary management, the style depends upon the situation. As I told you that sometimes the leader has to be autocratic and sometimes the leader has to be democratic. Third point is the selection criteria. Family relation, community, caste can be the main factors in the selection of the employee. That means if the person is selected for a particular job, in case of traditional management, we'll see कि वो हमारा family member है या हमारी community को belong करता है. Okay. But now in the contemporary management, education, experience, ability, as I told you, professional education, MBA degree or other degree, it's very important to be in the management post. Okay, profit and service motive. In the traditional management, they give emphasis only to the profit making. But in the case of the contemporary management, profit plus services to the society plays a very important role. Next, the promotion criteria. Here, the seniority plays a very important role. Okay, promotion is given on the basis of recognition given on the basis of promotion given. Permission given on the basis of seniority. Here, promotion, the preference given to the merit. Okay. Next, communication. There is more emphasis on the downward communication. That means top level management give command to the middle level management, and middle level management give the commands to the lower level management. But here there should be upward and downward. Even the lower level can approach to the higher level. Technique, in it uses old traditional techniques, and here it uses the modern technique. In the traditional management, they hardly give importance to the training and the development, but here training and development plays a very important role. Okay, here help from the consultant. यहाँ पे consultant से help लेते थे. कंसल्टेंट से हेल्प नहीं लेते थे, एक्सपर्ट्स को बुलाते नहीं थे. बट इन द कंटेम्पररी मैनेजमेंट एक्सपर्ट्स को भी बुलाया जाता है और हेल्प भी लिया जाता है. ओके, एक्सपर्ट्स फ्रॉम द डिफरेंट फील्ड आर इनवाइटेड कि वो वर्कशॉप और सेमिनार्स दें. Last decision making power is centralized. That means only the top level management can take the decision. But here decision making is centralized. First, we'll see the views of the Oliver Sheldon. Okay. So Oliver Sheldon says there is a no difference between, okay, according to him, administration and management के बीच में कोई difference नहीं है. Administration is concerned with the determination or the planning of the corporate policy, whereas management is concerned with the implementation of that policy. See, according to him, administration जो है वो policy, corporate policy बनाता है और वो लोग implement करते हैं. Next, the view of Florence and Ted. Administration is concerned with the thinking planning process, whereas management is concerned with the doing implementation process. That means कि administration जो है वो thinking process करता है, वो सोचने का process करता है, और management जो है वो जो भी management administration सोचता है उसको implement करता है management. Views of the Spiegel and Landsberg. Okay, administration is concerned with the top level management, more of the top level management, and management is concerned with the lower level management. जो Spiegel और Landsberg है उनका point of view है कि administration जो है वो top level management का point of view है और management जो है वो lower level management पर. वो रोलेंगे box के through with the help of the diagram. वो लोगों ने उसको explain भी किया है. Okay, viewpoint of the breach. Okay, Breach point out that there is a no difference between the two terms. According to him, administration is that part of the management which is concerned with the installation, carrying out the procedure by which the progress of the activity is regulated and checked. And management is a total process of executive control. Breach is telling कि जो पूरा procedure है, planning, thinking, वो सारी चीजें जो है वो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन पार्ट है, whereas जो एग्जीक्यूट करने का काम है वो मैनेजमेंट का है. एंड लास्ट इज द हेनरी फ्यूल. Even Henry Fewell is thinking there is a no distinguish between the terms administration and management. Administration is used for executive function, whereas management is used for the executing function of the business organization. Okay, so we have seen the difference. See, many people, those who are thinking there is no difference between the administration and the management. To sum up kiya hai, to sum up, it can be concluded that there is difference in the usage of two terms. However, there is no major practical difference between the two terms. Okay, that means, see, there are some people who are thinking both the terms are different, and there are some people who are thinking that both the terms are same. So there, in practicality, there is a very low difference between the administration and the management. So conclude करते वक्त हम ये बोलेंगे administration में जो है policies बनती है and management जो है वो policy को implement करता है. Administration policy frame करता है और management is goal achieve करता है, जो भी goal है, जो भी policies है वो उसको achieve करता है. Okay, I hope this one is clear, student, that Henry Fewell. Who is Henry Fewell? So Henry Fewell is a father of modern management. Okay?
Modern management.
Or the Henry Fewell is a father. And what is the contribution of the Henry Fewell? Henry Fewell has given 14 principles of management, and that 14 principles of management is given by Henry Fewell, is implemented in the management, and it has universal application. It is not that it is only applied in the particular country. Henry Fewell is not belong to India, as I told you, but whatever principles of management he has given is totally applicable to the India. Okay, now we'll see the management function. Is screen is visible, student? You can see a screen over there, a planning.
Yes,
then there will be organizing, and there will be a directing, and it goes to the controlling. Okay, all this function of management you have seen in the 12th standard OC last year, if you remember, student.
Yes,
yes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's see planning. Business management, that means anything, goal, anything you starts with planning. Okay, planning is deciding in advance what to do, how to do, when to do, and who is to do it. That means whenever you plan something, you have to decide in advance. Suppose if you want to go to the picnic, okay, so you have to do, if tomorrow you want to go to the picnic, today only you have to do the planning. Okay, tomorrow you cannot plan. So planning is something that is done in advance. Okay, and planning we have to decide कि क्या करेंगे, कैसे करेंगे, कौन करेगा. Okay, so what to do, क्या करना है, how to do, कैसे करना है, when to do, कब करना है, and who is to do it, उसे कौन करेगा. इसके main steps है यहाँ पे Analyzing the internal environment, we have to see कि हमारा internal environment क्या है, what is our strength and what is our weaknesses. Strength मतलब कि हमारे पास बहुत अच्छी मशीनरीज है, हमारे एम्प्लॉइज बहुत अच्छे हैं, ये हमारी स्ट्रेंथ है. एंड वॉट एवर स्ट्रेंथ वी हैव, हमको अपने स्ट्रेंथ को बढ़ाना है. एंड वी हैव टू सी आवर वीकनेसेस ऑल्सो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हमारे प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड मार्केट में इतनी नहीं है, हमारी जो मशीनरी है, कुछ मशीनरी जो है वो ओल्ड हो गई है, तो जो हमारी वीकनेसेस है उसको हमको कम करना है. देन वी हैव टू एनालाइज द एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट, हमको बाहर का एनवायरनमेंट भी देखना है. दैट मीन्स कि हमको बाहर से क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिल रही है एंड बाहर से हमको क्या थ्रेट है, थ्रेट मतलब क्या खतरे हैं. Setting up the objectives and the goals, that means you have to set the objectives, क्या organization के objectives क्या होगी, goals क्या होंगे, and on the basis of that objective and goals you have to frame the alternative plan. See, you cannot plan only A, there should be plan A, plan B, plan C, because it happened sometimes plans A fail, so you have to go with the plan B also, and sometimes you have to go with the plan B also, C also. So a good manager is one who prepare lot of planning, he used to do a lot of planning. Study and evaluating the alternative plans, that means suppose he has plan A, he has plan B, and for some reason plan A is not working, so she should go for the plan B. Okay, selection of the best suitable plans, and suppose plan A is better than plan B or plan B is better than plan C, so you have to see all the alternative situation, and on the basis of he can take the decision. Okay, so planning is the first thing. Second thing is organizing. See, after planning you have planning, then after planning you have to organize. Organizing is a process of identifying and grouping of the work to be performed. That means कि one, you have planned कि you have to do this, then you have to arrange the thing, you have to arrange the resources, you have to delegate the authority, you have to give the responsibility to the people. All this thing is come under the organizing. That means you have to organize the thing. And how you will organize the thing, you set the objective, किस आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है, और आपके ये गोल्स और आपके ऑब्जेक्टिव कौन कंप्लीट करेगा, कौन से डिपार्टमेंट को आपको ये काम देना है, एंड हाउ विल यू अरेंज द रिसोर्सेज, और आप कौन से एम्प्लॉइज को ये काम दोगे, एंड देयर शुड बी अ प्रॉपर रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द सुपीरियर एंड द सबऑर्डिनेट, एंड देन यू हैव टू कोऑर्डिनेट ऑल द एक्टिविटीज. दैट मींस कि if you have given work to the different organization, if you have given. Next is staffing. Staffing is an important aspect of organizing. Since staffing is very vital, it is given proper focus. That means कि see, once you plan, आपने planning कर लिया, आपने organize कर ली, now ये काम करने के लिए आपको employee चाहिए. तो that employee, selection of the proper employee, right person for the right job, it's called staffing. Okay, placing the right person at the right job, that means कि proper person. If फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट में वैकेंसी है तो फाइनेंस वाले लोग होंगे, दो पर्सन हु हैज दैट विद फाइनेंस. अगर मार्केटिंग डिपार्टमेंट में तो मार्केटिंग, परफॉर्मेंस एप्लीजर, देन ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट, ऑल दिस थिंग यू हैव टू take care. Then you have to motivate the employee also. Sometimes employees को जो है you have to motivate them to work. So all this thing plays a very important role. उसके बाद है directing. Okay, after planning you have to organize the activity, and after organizing you have to staffing, and then एक बार आपके पास employees आ गए, the last thing is directing. Directing involves not only instructing the people what to do, but also ensuring that they should know what is expected of them. That means कि आपको departmental heads को बता देना है कि उनको क्या करना है, और सिर्फ उनको instructions ही नहीं देने, बल्कि उनको ये भी बताना है कि किस तरह से expected results जो है वो उनसे लेना है. Okay, it can be done with the help of communication. There should be proper communication, proper leadership, and motivating the employee. Okay, so this fourth thing is very important. Again, this one is planning, second is organizing, third is directing, and fourth is controlling. Okay, I hope this one is clear, student. Please respond, student. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is the principle of management, that is Henry Fayol is given 14 principles of management. Okay, now you will explain to me this all 14 principles of management. Come on.